Hi guys, I'm live. I want to do my three Wiseman things I discovered, unique thought in Western thought or whatever. First is the Wiseman'S theorem. Next is Wiseman's formula, and next is Wiseman's identity. And this time I have three different markers, different colored markers for each one. Black marker for Wiseman's theorem, green marker for Wiseman's formula, and red marker for Wiseman's identity. So in case you go through them at the end, you can tell which one I'm on by what color pen I'm using. How you guys doing? Okay, first is Wiseman's theorem. Now, bear with me. This might be boring, but let's just try and do it anyway. I'm going to start with, for Wiseman's theorem, I'm going to start with two numbers. One is the number of dots in this shape. And this is a square, and the number of dots in that is 9. Then I'm going to do this shape. I'm going to dun, 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 dun. And this makes a Star of David if you do it right. If you do it like this, upside, right side up star, upside down star, and one in the middle. And this is square, of course. I'll write the square since I did the star. And how many dots in that? Well, 4, 3, 2, 1 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So that has 13 dots in it. So I'm going to start with those two numbers, 9 and 13. And I got them geometrically by what I just showed you there. So start with 9. I do 9 and then 13. Now, wait, let me do it like this. There's some room up here. 9 and 13. Now, I'm going to use two other numbers, which are common numbers, is 3 and 4. And here's what I'm going to say. First of all, start with 9. First do 3, then do 4. What's 9 times 3? Well, 27. What's 13 times 3? 39. Well, what has 27 and 39 items in it, and what is the total in that thing? I'll let you think about that. And then next is 9 and 4 is 36. And then 13 times 4 is 52. So 36 and 52. What thing has 36 in it, 52 in it, in total, and what is it? So think about that. You can pause the video if you want to think longer. I'll give you the answer. First of all, 27 and 39 is 66. And 36 and 52 is 88. So we see two numbers that both have two numbers repeated. 6, 6, 8, 8. What does that signify, and who cares? Well, 27 is the number of books in the New Testament of the Bible. 39 is the number of books in the Old Testament of the Bible. And 66 is the number of books in the Bible. 36 is the number of black keys on a keyboard. 52 is the number of white keys on a keyboard. And 88 is the total number of keys on a keyboard. And this whole thing is Wiseman's theorem. Just something I discovered, a pattern. 66 books in the Bible, 88 keys on a piano. And this is how they happen to break down. I thought that was interesting. That's Wiseman's theorem. Now, Wiseman's formula. Let's do that. Let's do Wiseman's formula. Okay. Now, in math, Pythagoras thought of the Pythagorean theorem in math is x squared plus y squared equals let's say r squared, and that describes the right triangle. It describes x, y, and r. So if x is 3 and y is 4, r is 5, because 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared, because 9 plus 16 equals 25. And that's cool. Pythagoras thought of that. But what I did is I extended it to 3 dimensions and tried it out. So let's do that. Let's extend it to 3 dimensions and try out 6 consecutive numbers like 3, 4, and 5. Worked with the 2-dimensional Pythagorean theorem. This is Wiseman's formula. Wiseman's formula is x cubed plus y cubed plus z cubed equals r cubed. And that's an example of Wiseman's formula is that does it work for x equals 3, y equals 4, z equals 5, and what does r equal? And that's what's interesting to me. First of all, if x equals 3, you have 3 cubed plus y equals 4, so 4 cubed. Z equals 5, so 5 cubed equals what? And what would that be equal to? Well, 3 cubed is 7, 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed is 125, and what's the answer? The answer is 216, which is equal to 6 cubed. So that's very interesting to me. 3 cubed plus 4 cubed plus 5 cubed equals 6 cubed. That is Wiseman's formula. I'll write it out again and give you a couple explanation of it, just a little thought about it. So Wiseman's formula is that 3 cubed plus 4 cubed plus 5 cubed equals 6 cubed. That means that in 3 dimensions, if I go x equals 3, y equals 4, and then z equals 5 out of the page, because the right-hand rule, the radius from that point to the center would be 6. So 4, 5, 6. It's the Pythagorean theorem in 3 dimensions, which Pythagoras never thought of, and was either never thought of or lost in history. Either way, I discovered it / reinvented it, or maybe even invented it. And that's Wiseman's formula, right? With one exception, I must make a disclaimer about this. I discovered this a few years after I left Harvey Mudd College. I went back to Harvey Mudd and I went to Sprague Library at Harvey Mudd College. And I wanted to see if this formula had ever been thought of. So I went to the medieval math section, books and media. They had math books from 1034 or something. The Dark Age. They had Dark Age math books at Sprague Library at Harvey Mudd College. So I looked up some of these medieval math books and flipped through a few of them, and I did see that Wiseman's formula written out in one of these medieval math books. I saw it. 3 cubed plus 4 cubed plus 5 cubed equals 6 cubed. I saw it. So someone discovered it before me, but it was lost or forgotten, and I remembered it, and now I name it Wiseman's theorem. I mean Wiseman's formula. That's right. Wiseman's formula. Right. But I'm not sure why it got lost in history or why it got forgotten, but I did see it that one time. I saw it in a medieval math book. It was from a book like from 1,000 years ago. And it was in there, but I rediscovered it and renamed it, and I thought of it on my own. I didn't look it up and then just decide to name it Wiseman's formula. I thought of it first, and then just wanted to see if it had ever been thought of, and I did see it one time in a medieval math book at Harvard College. So it has existed 1,000 years ago at the very least, but for some reason it was either stopped or forgotten or erased. But anyway, I unerased it, hopefully. Anyway, now next is Wiseman's identity formula. Yeah, Wiseman's identity is next. I'm going to do this in red. Now, I discovered with Wiseman's identity, I discovered this, that 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, that's 1 to 5, that's 6 to the 5th power. And I discovered that is equal to 7776. I thought that's interesting. Why don't I say 6 to the 5th power plus 1 equals 7777? Then I thought, why don't I say 6 to the 5th power plus 1 divided by 7 equals 1111? This is Wiseman's identity. 6 to the 5th power plus 1 divided by 7 equals 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, what's interesting about this, I see a few points that I like about this. First of all, it has 5 ones in it. It has addition in it. It has division in it, which is the reverse of multiplication, but still related to multiplication. And it has exponentiation because 6 to the 5th power is an exponentiation. That's all 3 of the primary operations with natural numbers or real numbers. It also has the number 5, the number 6, and the number 7. 3 consecutive numbers in a row, 5, 6, 7, which I think is very interesting. So this is Wiseman's identity. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you guys. Peace. Rock and roll.